Few can rival the charisma of John Wayne, the iconic figure from Hollywood's golden age. Throughout his remarkable career, his magnetic presence on screen captivated audiences around the globe. For 3 decades, he stood as a leading star, enchanting viewers with his undeniable talent and rugged charm. However, beneath the surface of fame and fortune lay a side of John Wayne that remained shrouded in mystery for many years. Even after his passing, the truth about his life was not fully revealed until an eye-opening interview with his beloved wife and secretary, Pat Stacey. In this candid conversation, she unveiled shocking details that had long been whispered about, but never confirmed. The revelations shed light on aspects of Wayne's life that were previously unknown, challenging the public's perception of the man behind the legendary roles. As we explore these surprising truths, we invite you to join us in uncovering the hidden layers of John Wayne's life and the impact they had on his legacy. Marion Robert Morrison was born on May 26, 1907, in Winterset, Iowa, at 224 South 2nd Street. His birth was remarkable, not only because he would become a Hollywood legend, but also due to his impressive weight of 13 pounds, approximately 6 kilograms. This detail was reported in the local newspaper, the Winterset Medonian, on page 4 of the May 30th edition, which surely astonished the local community. Wayne later claimed that his middle name was changed from Robert to Michael, a decision his parents made when they named their next son Robert. However, extensive research has found no official documentation of this name change. It is possible that the change was informal, or that any official records were lost over time. Despite this, Wayne's legal name remained Marion Robert Morrison throughout his life, although many still refer to him as Marion Michael Morrison. His father, Clyde Leonard Morrison, was the son of Marion Mitchell Morrison, an American Civil War veteran. His mother, Mary Molly Alberta Brown, came from Lancaster County, Nebraska. Wayne's ancestry included a rich mix of Scottish, Scotch-Irish, English, and Irish roots. His great-great-grandfather, Robert Morrison, immigrated from County Antrim, Ireland in 1799, eventually settling in Adams County, Ohio. The Morrison family originally hailed from the Isle of Lewis in the Outer Hebrides of Scotland. Wayne was raised in the Presbyterian faith, reflecting his family's cultural and religious heritage. When Wayne was young, his family relocated to Palmdale, California, seeking new opportunities and a better life. This move marked the beginning of a series of changes for the family. In 1916, they moved again, this time to Glendale, where they settled at 404 Isabel Street. His father found work as a pharmacist in Glendale, which provided some much-needed stability for the family during those formative years. Wayne attended Glendale Union High School, where he quickly distinguished himself both academically and athletically. He was an active member of the football team, showcasing his physical prowess and competitive spirit. In addition to sports, he participated in the school's debating team, which helped him develop his public speaking and critical thinking skills. His leadership abilities were evident as he served as the president of the Latin Society, a role that required dedication and commitment. Wayne also contributed regularly to the school newspaper's sports column, demonstrating his passion for athletics and his ability to communicate effectively. These high school years were crucial in shaping his character, laying the groundwork for the discipline and charisma that would later define his legendary career in Hollywood. The experiences he gained during this time would serve him well as he navigated the challenges of the entertainment industry, ultimately leading to his rise as one of the most iconic figures in American cinema. Wayne had aspirations beyond high school, applying to the U.S. Naval Academy. However, his academic performance fell short, and he was not accepted due to poor grades. Undeterred, he set his sights on the University of Southern California, where he decided to major in pre-law. During his time at USC, Wayne immersed himself in campus life, becoming a member of the Trojan Knights and the Sigma Chi fraternity. These affiliations allowed him to build a network of friends and connections that would later prove beneficial in his career. Standing at an impressive 1,494 meters tall, Wayne was a natural athlete. He joined the USC football team and played under the renowned coach Howard Jones. His towering presence and athletic prowess made him a valuable player on the team. However, his sports career was abruptly halted by a broken collarbone. The injury happened during a body surfing accident, but Wayne, fearful of Coach Jones's reaction, kept the true cause of the injury a secret. The injury had significant repercussions. Wayne lost his athletic scholarship, which had been his primary means of affording his education. Without the scholarship, he faced financial difficulties and ultimately had to leave USC before completing his degree. Moving to Hollywood, John Wayne's rise to stardom wasn't exactly an overnight success story. Back in the day, he was just another guy trying to make it in Hollywood, hustling for bit roles at Fox Film Corporation. His name wasn't John Wayne yet. He was just Duke Morrison, mostly relegated to small, uncredited parts. His fortunes changed when director Raoul Walsh noticed him moving studio furniture while working as a prop boy. Impressed by Wayne's presence, Walsh cast him in his first starring role in The Big Trail in 1930. The search for a screen name was crucial. Walsh initially suggested Anthony Wayne, inspired by the Revolutionary War general Mad Anthony Wayne. However, Fox Studios chief, Winfield Sheehan, thought it sounded too Italian. Walsh then proposed John Wayne, which Sheehan accepted. Interestingly, Wayne was not present for this pivotal discussion about his new name. With his new identity set, Wayne's weekly pay was increased to $15, a significant boost for the young actor. The Big Trail was envisioned as a groundbreaking project, marking the first big-budget outdoor spectacle of the sound era. The film was produced at an astonishing cost of over $2 million, equivalent to more than $32 million today. The production used hundreds of extras and captured the wide, unspoiled vistas of the American Southwest to showcase the breathtaking scenery. The film was shot in two formats, the standard 35mm and the innovative 70mm grandeur film process. This new process featured advanced cameras and lenses, aiming to create an immersive experience. Audiences who had the opportunity to see the Big Trail in the grandeur format often stood and cheered, captivated by the visual spectacle. However, only a few theaters were equipped to project the film in widescreen, limiting its reach. Despite its ambitious production and stunning visuals, the film was a box office failure at the time. Nevertheless, modern critics have come to highly regard The Big Trail, recognizing its pioneering efforts and the potential it showcased for future filmmaking. Wayne's role in The Big Trail may not have been an immediate success, but it was a critical stepping stone in his career. It introduced him to larger audiences and set the stage for his eventual rise to stardom. After the big-budget flop of The Big Trail, John Wayne found himself back in the land of small-time roles. Imagine going from a movie with hundreds of extras to playing a dead guy. That was Wayne's character in The Deceiver, a far cry from the hero he envisioned himself becoming. He wasn't completely out of luck, though. Wayne landed the lead in a serial called The Three Musketeers with a twist. This wasn't your grandpa's swashbuckling swordsman. These musketeers were soldiers in the French Foreign Legion fighting in North Africa. Serials were basically action-packed cliffhangers shown in movie theaters, each episode ending with a hero in peril. It wasn't exactly a list work, but it kept Wayne's face out there. Where Wayne really honed his craft was in a slew of low-budget westerns. These films, often called Poverty Row productions because of their shoestring budgets, were cranked out by studios like Monogram Pictures. Think of them as the bargain bin of the Wild West genre. Wayne himself estimated he starred in around 80 of these horse operas between 1930 and 1939. These weren't exactly Oscar contenders, but they were a proving ground for Wayne. He wasn't just acting anymore. He was learning the ropes of being a cowboy. Stuntmen mentored him on riding, shooting, and even how to throw a good punch in a western brawl. Wayne took credit for changing how cowboys fought on screen. Back then, the good guys always played fair, while the bad guys got away with dirty tricks. Wayne believed heroes should fight to win, just like anyone else, and he brought a new level of grit and realism to his on-screen brawls. Despite all this hard work, Wayne was still stuck in Bowie purgatory. He wasn't a household name, and getting financing for bigger projects remained a challenge. That all changed when director John Ford cast him in Stagecoach. Ford saw something special in Wayne, but convincing studios to take a chance on a B-movie regular for a big-budget western was tough. Finally, they found an independent producer willing to take a gamble, but there was one catch: Wayne wouldn't get billing. That went to a bigger star at the time, actress Claire Trevor. Stagecoach turned out to be a smash hit, both critically and commercially. It finally launched John Wayne into the big leagues. Cast member Lise Platt even recalled director John Ford, saying Wayne would become a huge star because he was the perfect everyman, someone audiences could connect with and root for. And that, of course, is exactly what happened. World War II turned Hollywood upside down, and John Wayne was right in the middle of it. Just like everyone else in America, the whole country came together to support the war effort, and Hollywood was no exception. Actors volunteered, studios cranked out propaganda films, and everyone did their part. For Wayne, this was a complicated time. He was 34 years old when Pearl Harbor was bombed, making him older than the typical soldier being drafted. He had a family to support, which gave him a deferment. However, Wayne was not one to sit on the sidelines. He wrote letters to his friend John Ford, the famous director, basically begging to join Ford's military unit. He even filled out an application to join the Office of Strategic Services, a super-secret spy agency that would later become the CIA. Unfortunately, that did not work out either. Another reason Wayne could not enlist was his contract with Republic Studios. They were a smaller studio, and Wayne was their only big star. Letting him go fight Nazis would have been a financial disaster for them. The studio even threatened to sue Wayne if he tried to break his contract, and lobbied the government to keep him deferred. As a result, Wayne never saw combat. Instead, he did what he could to help the war effort. He spent 3 months in 1943 and 1944 touring the South Pacific with the USO, visiting soldiers and hospitals. He even took on a secret mission for the head of the OSS, spying on a famous general to see if he was making things difficult for the spies. Despite all his efforts, Wayne apparently never got over not serving in the military. Many people close to him said it was a huge regret, a source of pain that stayed with him for the rest of his life. His wife later wrote that she thought his strong patriotism in his later movies came from a place of guilt, a way to make up for staying home during the war. This whole situation also marked a turning point in Wayne's career. One of his first movies in color came out in 1941, and he even got to work with the legendary director Cecil B. DeMille. It was around this time that Wayne started playing a wider range of characters, including some with more morally ambiguous qualities. Picture John Wayne, not just as the iconic cowboy of the silver screen, but also as a familiar voice on the radio during a time when it reigned supreme. He was a regular on popular shows like The Hedda Hopper Show and The Luella Parsons Show, where he engaged with famous journalists and promoted his latest films. Wayne's presence on the airwaves was captivating, as he brought his acting talents to life in radio dramas, recreating scenes from his movies. Listeners could imagine sitting by a crackling fire, hearing his booming voice deliver memorable lines, offering a unique way to experience his characters. For a brief period, Wayne starred in his own radio adventure series called Three Sheets to the Wind. In this spy thriller, he played Dan O'Brien, a detective whose secret weapon was his seemingly harmless alcoholism, cleverly masking his true investigative skills. The series aimed to launch a film adaptation, but that plan never materialized. Unfortunately, no recordings of Wayne's episodes exist, leaving radio drama fans longing for what could have been. Wayne also faced missed opportunities in his film career. Director Robert Rossen offered him the lead in All the King's Men, a complex tale of political corruption. However, Wayne, a staunch patriot, rejected the script, believing it portrayed America negatively. Ironically, the role went to Broderick Crawford, who won an Oscar for his performance, while Wayne received a nomination for a different film that same year. Wayne's strong principles sometimes cost him interesting roles. For instance, he was originally offered the part of a washed-up gunslinger in The Gunfighter, but he had a long-standing grudge against Harry Cohn, the head of Columbia Pictures. Cohn had treated Wayne poorly during his early career, and Wayne refused to work with the studio, no matter how appealing the role was. As a result, the project was sold to 20th Century Fox, and Gregory Peck ended up playing the role Wayne had wanted. Speaking of taking control, Wayne eventually decided to become his own boss in 1952, when he co-founded his own production company called B-Jack. The name might sound a little strange, but it actually came from a movie Wayne had starred in a few years earlier called Wake of the Red Witch. In that film, there was a fictional shipping company named Bat-Jack, and Wayne's secretary even misspelled it a bit. However, Wayne liked the sound of it so much, typo and all, that he decided to use it for his new production company, Jack. Along with Wayne Fellows Productions, his earlier venture allowed Wayne to make the movies he wanted to create for himself and other actors. They produced a number of films, but some of the most notable ones that didn't star Wayne himself include Seven Men from Now in 1956, which kicked off a famous collaboration between director Bud Budacher and actor Randolph Scott. They also made Gun the Man Down in 1956, which featured a then-up and coming James Arness as the lead. Of course, Wayne still loved to be in front of the camera. One of his most acclaimed performances came in a movie called The High and the Mighty in 1954, directed by the legendary William Wellman, and based on a novel by Ernest Kagan. Wayne played a heroic co-pilot and earned rave reviews for his portrayal. Speaking of flying, Wayne seemed to have a thing for aviator roles. He played pilots in movies like Flying Tigers from 1942, Flying Leathernecks from 1951, Island in the Sky from 1953, The Wings of Eagles, and Jet Pilot, both from 1957. John Wayne's personal life was just as interesting, and sometimes dramatic as his movies. He married 3 times throughout his life, with 2 of those marriages ending in divorce. His first wife, Josephine Alicia, was of Spanish-American descent, and together they had 4 children: Michael, born in 1934, and died in 2003, Mary Antonia, known as Tony, born in 1936, and died in 2000, Patrick, born in 1939, and Melinda, born in 1940, and died in 2022. His second and third wives, Esperanza Barr and Pilar, both came from Latin America. With Pilar he had 3 more children: Isa, born in 1956, John Ethan, born in 1962, and Marissa, born in 1966. Several of Wayne's children followed in his footsteps and entered the entertainment business. His son Ethan, who sometimes went by John Ethan Wayne in the credits, even landed a lead role in the 1990s reboot of the classic TV show Adam 12. You might have also seen him on the History Channel's Pawn Stars, where he helps authenticate memorabilia supposedly connected to his father's career. Interestingly, John Wayne's granddaughter, Jennifer, Isa's daughter, is a singer in the country music group Runaway June. John Wayne was also a tennis enthusiast, and in 1973, with encouragement from his tennis-loving wife Pilar, he built the John Wayne Tennis Club in Newport Beach, California. The club eventually changed hands in 1995, and is now known as the Palisades Tennis Club. Speaking of heights, there's a fun fact about Wayne in his movie The Quiet Man from 1952. His character mentions being 6'4" tall, which is equal to 104 centimeters. This detail is actually confirmed by Pilar's book titled John Wayne, My Life with a Duke. John Wayne's personal life was often tumultuous, marked by a particularly messy divorce from Esperanza Bauer, a former Mexican actress. Their relationship was fraught with tension, especially as Bauer suspected Wayne of having an affair with his co-star Gail Russell. Both Wayne and Russell denied these allegations, but the drama escalated after they finished filming Angel and the Bad Men in 1947. A supposed celebration party turned chaotic when Esperanza, reportedly intoxicated, attempted to shoot Wayne as he entered their home. This incident highlighted the volatility of their marriage and the emotional strain it caused. In addition to his troubled marriage, Wayne had several well-known romantic relationships. One significant relationship was with actress Merle Oberon, which lasted from 1938 until 1947. After his split from Pilar in 1973, Wayne found companionship with his former secretary, Pat Stacey. They lived together until his death in 1979. Pat Stacey later wrote a book about their relationship titled Duke: A Love Story, published in 1983, which offered insights into their life together and Wayne's character. The complexities of Wayne's romantic entanglements and his messy divorce reveal a man whose personal life was as dramatic as the roles he played on screen. Wayne's tough guy image was not merely an act, it reflected a rugged reality. However, even the most hardened cowboys have their secrets. One lesser-known fact about John Wayne is that he began losing his hair in the 1940s. By the end of that decade, he was already wearing a hairpiece to maintain his iconic look. This disguise was not foolproof, as there were moments when the real Wayne was revealed, such as at Gary Cooper's funeral, where he was seen without his hairpiece. Wayne had a humorous way of addressing his secret. When a Harvard student jokingly inquired about the authenticity of his hairpiece, Wayne replied with a wink saying, "Well, sir, that's real hair, not mine, but real hair." A close friend of Wayne's, Congressman Alfonso E. Bell Jr., provided insights into Wayne's true personality. He noted that the man on screen was very much like the man off screen. Wayne had a great sense of humor and believed in the complexity of human nature. Bell quoted Wayne, who had engraved a saying on a plaque: "Each of us is a mixture of some good and some not so good qualities." In considering one's fellow man, it's important to remember the good things. We should refrain from making judgments just because a fellow happens to be a dirty, rotten so-and-so. This perspective shows that Wayne valued giving people the benefit of the doubt, even when they were not perfect. Who knew John Wayne was a bookworm? Apparently, he had a real fondness for literature and enjoyed reading works by classic authors like Charles Dickens, Arthur Conan Doyle, and Agatha Christie. His favorites included Charles Dickens' David Copperfield and Arthur Conan Doyle's historical novels The White Company and Sir Nigel. Perhaps between filming shootouts and horseback riding, Wayne unwound with a good book in hand. Another surprising fact is that John Wayne was a chess player. Roger Ebert, a famous film critic, shared a story about playing chess with Wayne on the set of the movie Chisholm. Wayne wasn't afraid to play in front of a crowd, and according to Ebert, there were always people hanging around to watch their game. The story goes that Wayne got so into the game, he accidentally revealed his own strategy with a loud outburst. But he took it all in stride, proving he was a good sport even when he lost. Here's another interesting anecdote about Wayne's personality. When someone asked him about actor Rock Hudson's sexuality, Wayne reportedly said, "Who the hell cares if he's a queer? The man plays great chess." This story, shared by Michael Munn, seems to show that Wayne valued talent and sportsmanship over gossip and prejudice. In many of his legendary Western films, John Wayne became synonymous with the rugged cowboy image, and a significant part of that image was his iconic revolver. The 1873 Colt single-action Army revolver was the sidearm of choice for Wayne, and it played a crucial role in defining his characters. This classic firearm, known for its reliability and distinctive design, became almost as famous as Wayne himself. The Colt revolver was not just a prop. It was a symbol of the American West and the tough, fearless characters Wayne portrayed on screen. Gun enthusiasts often admire the Colt single-action Army for its historical significance and craftsmanship. It was a favorite among many gunslingers of the time, and Wayne's use of it in his films helped cement its place in pop culture. The revolver's design, with its smooth lines and powerful presence, complemented Wayne's larger-than-life persona. Each time he drew that revolver, audiences felt the tension and excitement that came with the classic Western showdown. Wayne's connection to this revolver went beyond mere performance. It became a part of his identity as an actor. The Colt revolver was featured in numerous films, making it a recognizable element of his legacy. For fans of Westerns and firearms alike, the sight of John Wayne wielding that trusty Colt evokes a sense of nostalgia and admiration for the golden age of cinema. The Colt single-action Army revolver remains a beloved piece of history, and its association with John Wayne only adds to its allure. This connection between the actor and his weapon is a testament to the impact of both on American culture. The revolver is not just a tool of the trade, it is a symbol of the spirit of adventure and the rugged individualism that Wayne embodied throughout his career. In 1964, John Wayne faced a significant health challenge when he was diagnosed with lung cancer. This news was a harsh reality for a man celebrated for his tough guy image. However, instead of retreating, Wayne turned this diagnosis into a wake-up call. He underwent surgery to remove his entire left lung and 2 ribs. Despite concerns from his business partners about how this news might affect his career, Wayne chose to go public with his illness. He encouraged others to get regular checkups, demonstrating remarkable bravery in the face of adversity. 5 years later, he was declared cancer-free. There is even a story that Wayne himself coined the term the Big C to refer to cancer in a way that felt less frightening. Wayne was not without his flaws. He had a long-standing love for cigarettes, a habit he picked up at a young age, which likely contributed to his lung cancer. Additionally, he enjoyed whiskey, and some directors had a strategy to film his scenes before noon, as he was known to be more difficult to work with in the afternoons. Wayne humorously remarked that tequila made his head hurt, not from hangovers, but from falling over and hitting his head. Tragically, John Wayne's battle with cancer did not end with his lung cancer victory. In 1979, he received another devastating diagnosis: stomach cancer. He sought experimental treatment in hopes of overcoming this new challenge, but it was not enough. On June 11, 1979, at the age of 72, John Wayne passed away at UCLA Medical Center in Los Angeles. His journey through health struggles and his courageous approach to cancer awareness left a lasting impact on many. On a more serious note, John Wayne was a Freemason, which is a large fraternal organization with a long history. He was a high-ranking member and even became a Shriner, a smaller group within Freemasonry known for their philanthropy. This involvement reflected his values and commitment to community service. Wayne also had a taste for adventure outside of Hollywood. In the early 1960s, he traveled frequently to Panama and even bought his own island there called Tobago. Sadly, after he passed away, his estate ended up selling the island, marking the end of an era for his personal retreat. Another of Wayne's passions was his yacht, the Wild Goose. He loved spending time on his boat, which was docked in Newport Beach Harbor. The Wild Goose was so beloved by Wayne and others that it even earned a spot on a special list of historic places in the United States in 2011. Between his brushes with health issues, his love for sailing, and his involvement in Freemasonry, John Wayne's life was full of interesting experiences that went way beyond the silver screen. After John Wayne passed away in 1979, his longtime companion Pat Stacey revealed shocking details about his death that painted a darker picture of his life. While Wayne was known for his tough guy roles and iconic presence on screen, Stacey's revelations highlighted a tragic chapter that began years earlier. In 1954, Wayne was filming a movie called The Conqueror, which told the story of the Mongolian warlord Genghis Khan. The filming location was alarmingly close to a nuclear bomb testing site in Nevada, just 100 miles away. At that time, the dangers of radiation exposure were not understood, and the winds carried harmful radiation over the cast and crew. As the years passed, the consequences of this exposure became evident. Out of the 220 people who worked on The Conqueror, a staggering 91 developed cancer, including Wayne himself. He fought a brave battle against stomach cancer, a cruel twist of fate linked to that fateful filming location. Sadly, in 1979, the cancer took his life. Despite this tragedy, Wayne's legacy endures in the hearts of millions. His story is not just one of sorrow, but also of resilience. He faced numerous challenges, including the effects of radiation poisoning, yet he never wavered in his pursuit of his dreams. His journey serves as a reminder of the importance of staying true to oneself and one's passions, even in the face of incredible adversity. As time marches on, John Wayne's legacy remains as vibrant and influential as ever. Beyond his numerous films, Wayne's impact on American culture and the film industry endures. His rugged, no-nonsense persona continues to inspire new generations of actors and filmmakers in the decades following his death. Wayne's name has been immortalized in various ways. In 1979, the United States Congress awarded him the Congressional Gold Medal, recognizing his significant contributions to the nation through his films and public service. A year later, he was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian honor in the United States, by President Jimmy Carter. Wayne's films have also continued to enjoy popularity, with many being remastered and re-released for modern audiences. Classics like Stagecoach, The Searchers, and True Grit remain staples in film studies programs, highlighting Wayne's enduring influence on the Western genre and cinema as a whole. Moreover, John Wayne's image and name have been used in various products and marketing campaigns, cementing his status as a cultural icon. From memorabilia to themed restaurants, Wayne's brand symbolizes a particular brand of American ruggedness and individualism. In philanthropy, the John Wayne Cancer Foundation, established by his family in 1985, continues to make significant strides in cancer research and education. The foundation honors Wayne's battle with cancer by funding innovative programs and research, reflecting his enduring spirit and commitment to fighting the disease. John Wayne's legacy is not just about his films or his public persona. It's about the values he embodied: courage, determination, and an unwavering sense of duty. These qualities continue to resonate, ensuring that the Duke's legend will live on for many generations to come. John Wayne had a prolific film career spanning from the 1920s to the 1970s, starring in numerous iconic films. His breakout role came in Stagecoach in 1939, where he first showcased his rugged charm and strong screen presence. This film marked the beginning of his rise to stardom and established him as a leading man in Hollywood. Throughout the years, Wayne became known for his portrayal of rugged, patriotic heroes, often embodying the spirit of the American West. In 1948, he starred in Red River, a classic Western that further solidified his status as a top actor in the genre. The Quiet Man in 1952 showcased his versatility, as he played a romantic lead in a story set in Ireland. His performance in The Searchers in 1956 is often regarded as one of his best, where he portrayed a complex character driven by vengeance. In 1962, he starred in The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, a film that explored themes of myth and reality in the American West. Wayne's career culminated in 1969 with True Grit, for which he won an Academy Award, marking a significant achievement in his long and celebrated career. His films often reflected the values of his time, and he became synonymous with the Western genre, leaving a lasting legacy in American cinema. John Wayne was known for his strong conservative political views. He was an outspoken supporter of the Republican Party and endorsed several Republican presidential candidates. His political beliefs were deeply rooted in traditional American values, which he often expressed in interviews and public appearances. Wayne was also a vocal anti-communist, particularly during the Cold War era. He supported the House Un-American Activities Committee's efforts during the Red Scare, believing that it was essential to root out communist influences in American society. This commitment to anti-communism was reflected in many of his films, where themes of patriotism and individualism were prevalent. His roles often showcased the rugged American hero, embodying the ideals of strength, bravery, and moral clarity. Wayne's political views not only shaped his public persona, but also influenced the types of characters he portrayed on screen. His films frequently celebrated the American spirit, reinforcing his belief in the importance of freedom and democracy. This connection between his political beliefs and his film career made him a significant figure in Hollywood, as he used his platform to advocate for his views. His legacy continues to resonate with audiences who appreciate the values he championed throughout his life. Throughout his career, John Wayne received numerous awards and honors that highlighted his significant contributions to the film industry and American culture. One of the most notable achievements was winning the Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in the classic film True Grit in 1969. This recognition not only celebrated his talent as an actor, but also solidified his status as a Hollywood icon. Beyond his film accolades, Wayne's impact extended into the realm of public service. In 1979, he was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal, a prestigious honor that acknowledged his influence and dedication to American values. His legacy continued to be recognized posthumously when he received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1980. This honor further emphasized his contributions not just to entertainment, but also to the cultural fabric of the nation. These awards and honors reflect the deep respect and admiration that John Wayne garnered throughout his life and career, showcasing his lasting impact on both film and society. John Wayne's legacy extends far beyond his impressive film career. He has been immortalized in various ways, most notably through the John Wayne Airport located in Orange County, California. This airport serves as a tribute to his lasting impact on American culture. Numerous statues and monuments dedicated to Wayne can be found across the country, celebrating his contributions to film and his embodiment of American values. His image and persona have become cultural symbols of rugged American individualism and patriotism, representing the spirit of the American West. Wayne's influence is evident in the continued popularity of his films, which resonate with audiences even today. His work significantly shaped the Western genre, setting standards for storytelling and character development that many filmmakers still aspire to achieve. Additionally, the ongoing efforts of the John Wayne Cancer Foundation highlight his commitment to important causes, as the foundation supports cancer research and education, ensuring that his legacy continues to make a positive impact on society. John Wayne's career was significantly shaped by his collaborations with notable directors. His partnership with John Ford was particularly influential, as they worked together on several iconic films that have become classics in American cinema. In Stagecoach, Wayne's portrayal of the Ringo Kid helped establish him as a leading man in Hollywood. This film not only showcased his rugged charm, but also highlighted Ford's ability to tell compelling stories set against the backdrop of the American West. Their collaboration continued with The Searchers, where Wayne played Ethan Edwards, a complex character driven by vengeance. This film is often regarded as one of the greatest westerns ever made, further solidifying Wayne's status as a cinematic icon. Another significant film in their partnership was The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, which explored themes of myth versus reality in the American frontier. Wayne also had a fruitful relationship with Howard Hawks, another legendary director. Their work together produced memorable films such as Red River, where Wayne portrayed a cattle driver facing challenges on a treacherous cattle drive. This film is notable for its strong character development and dramatic tension. In Rio Bravo, Wayne played Sheriff John T. Chance, a role that showcased his charisma and leadership qualities. The film is celebrated for its blend of action, humor, and camaraderie among its characters. These collaborations with Ford and Hawks not only helped define Wayne's screen persona, but also contributed to some of the most memorable films in American cinema. The synergy between Wayne and these directors created a lasting impact on the Western genre and shaped the way stories were told on screen. Their combined talents brought to life characters and narratives that resonated with audiences, ensuring that John Wayne remains a beloved figure in film history. John Wayne's filmography includes a substantial number of military and war films, reflecting his strong patriotism. He starred in films like Sands of Iwo Jima, where he played a tough sergeant leading his men through the brutal realities of World War II. This role showcased his ability to embody the spirit of resilience and heroism that many Americans admired. In The Longest Day, Wayne portrayed a general during the D-Day invasion, contributing to a film that depicted the courage and sacrifice of soldiers during one of the most significant battles in history. His performance added to the film's authenticity and emotional weight. In Harm's Way further solidified his image as a stalwart figure in military cinema, as he navigated the complexities of war and leadership. These roles often portrayed him as a heroic and resilient figure, aligning with his public persona and his support for the U.S. military and veterans. Wayne's commitment to these themes resonated with audiences, making him an enduring symbol of American strength and valor. In the final years of his life, John Wayne continued to work in film despite his declining health. His last film was The Shootist, released in 1976, where he portrayed an aging gunfighter who was battling cancer. This role was particularly poignant, as it mirrored Wayne's own struggle with the disease. Throughout this time, he remained dedicated to his craft, showcasing his resilience and passion for acting even as his health deteriorated. Wayne's battle with cancer was a private struggle, but it became a part of his public persona as fans and colleagues admired his determination to continue working. On June 11, 1979, John Wayne passed away at the age of 72. His death marked the end of an era in Hollywood, as he was one of the last great stars of the classic film age. However, his legacy continues to live on through his films, which remain popular and influential. The impact he made on American culture is undeniable, as he became a symbol of rugged individualism and the American spirit. His characters often embodied strength, honor, and a sense of justice, resonating with audiences for generations.